Hello, my name is Dino V. How are you doing out there? I hope life is treating you good and all is well. Thank you for watching this video. If you don't like it, turn it off. If you do, give it a thumb like and subscribe if you wish to watch me babbling on about some more rubbish. Naturally, this is very important. What I'm speaking about today is a very unique event that took place on Saturday, July the 13th, 1985. And it was this. Twas the Live Aid concert. Two concerts took place, one in Wembley Stadium London with around 72,000 fans, and also one in America at the JFK Stadium. I went to this one. I went to Live Aid. The greatest concert I ever went to in my life. Did you go? Or did you watch it on TV? It was going to be broadcast around the world. I don't know how many satellites there were, but it was watched by, is it millions or billions around the world? I'm not very good at maths. But what started Live Aid? Well, this is what kicked it off. And what happened was, on the 24th of October 1984, Michael Burke did a report on the plight of Ethiopia. And basically, adults and children, primarily children, starving to death. They weren't getting water. They weren't getting food, but primarily water. It was a shocking, harrowing thing put on television, and Bob Geldof watched it and was shocked and thought there must be something we can do, because politicians, surprise didn't seem to be getting anything sorted. So Bob Geldof had an idea. I'm going to do Bob Geldof impression. I'm going to get some of your mates together, we're going to do a song. So basically Bob Geldof got together with Midyear. They wrote a song called Feed the World Today, know it's Christmas, and they got a lot of stars on it of the time to record it in London, which they did, and then release it, and all the money raised will go to, I believe, is it called the Band-Aid Foundation? It's probably not a foundation, but anyway, to help Ethiopia. So that happened, and America did the same. They did a big charity song called We Are the World. It had like Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen on, and they sold millions around the world, and everyone that purchased it, all the money went to help the poor people in Ethiopia. But Bob Geldof had a great idea, because Bob has many great ideas. He doesn't like Mondays, but he does have some great ideas. So he goes, let's get a concert. It's a terrible accent. I'm not going to do it. So it was arranged that it was going to be the biggest concert in history, broadcast around planet Earth, now into space probably. The Global Jukebox, they called it. And it would be on at Wembley, Saturday, July the 13th, 1985. And it'd try and get as many stars at it. And tickets went on sale and sold out like that. They sold out that quick. But my friend and I managed to get a ticket. So we got ticket a couple of days before the concert. I can't remember how we got them, but we got them anyway. And they cost, let's have a look at my ticket here. There we go, that's my ticket. See it? Live Aid. A bit battered and bruised, just like me now. But it says on here, gates open at 10, tickets £5 including VAT, £20 donation. So they cost £25 a ticket to see an incredible array of stars. Were most people going to help the plight of Ethiopia? If the truth be told, no. I was going to see Paul McCartney, but there would have been people going there that want to see Paul Young, Alice Moyet, Status Quo, Ultravox, U2, Bowie, The Who, Elton John, George Michael, Spandau Ballet, etc, etc. I was only going to see McCartney. Selfish, I know, but that's fact. Paul McCartney hadn't done a concert since 1979, and I wanted to see the man because he'd stopped touring. So we got down to Wembley on a beautiful Saturday morning, got down very early, probably 6 o'clock in the morning. There were already hundreds of fans there. What you could do with this ticket that I had, when you went in, these were standing. So you went in, if you rushed to the front, you'd get near the front, we hoped. Now, I remember the Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA posters all around, because I think he'd done a concert there a few nights before, or he was due to play there. I also, with help from my sister, had a banner made. So that's my banner. See this? From Northampton, because I lived in Northampton at the time. Not the world's greatest banner, but and the shape of Africa looks very tiny. But anyway, that was my banner. What was exciting on the day, the day before, was what happened in a newspaper, which a lot of people don't like, but anyway, this is the newspaper I got. And it said on the front of the newspaper, Beatles in Live Aid reunion. Yes, there's going to be Paul, George, Ringo, and Julian. Julian being the son of John Lennon. They were going to perform on stage. we had tickets, and I couldn't believe I was going to see 3 of the Beatles on stage. What would they do? All You Need Is Love, Let It Be. Would they do an uplifting one? Had they written a new song? The excitement was incredible. Here is the Radio Times. It's a British magazine. This is a BBC magazine that used to be out and told you what programmes are going to be on at what time. There's a big feature on here. So we got there at 6 in the morning-ish at Wembley, and it was going to be on TV. It says, wait, it kicked off at 12, but it says on here, I don't know what time it actually started. I don't know what time it started on the BBC. What time did it start on the BBC? 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, Live Aid for Africa. And it listed all the artists that were going to perform. So have a listen to this. 12 o'clock, the opening ceremony. 12:05, Status Quo, who did start it off, and they did Rocking All Over the World, which is the obvious one to do. And here's one of the photos I took of Status Quo. You can see I was quite near the front. They also did Sweet Caroline. No, they didn't. That's Neil Diamond. You're my sweet Caroline. After Status Quo, you had the Style Council, Mr. Paul Weller. I was a big fan of Paul Weller, so I was very happy to see him because I'd never seen the Jam. And what did Style Council do? I did Internationalists. Can't remember that song, it was very good. Walls Come Tumbling Down. After the Style Council, you had Ultravox. So that's why I showed a picture of Bob Geldof. Itchy nose time, get out of the way. So there's Midge-Ure and Ultravox. And what tracks did they perform? Well, they actually performed Dancing with Tears in My Eyes and Vienna. I actually liked All Stood Still. I think it was the best track they ever did. Actually, I missed some bands out here. So the Boomtown Rats, they come on. It wasn't a Monday, so they did I Don't Like Mondays and Drag Me Down. I don't know Drag Me Down as well. To me, it was a missed opportunity if a band come on and did a new song that people didn't know. What's that? Or not a well-known song. And I think that's the mistake as well that Adam Ant made. He came on and did Viva La Rock. I didn't want to hear Viva La Rock, Adam. Where you been? Stand aside because I'm feeling mean. Actually, that's Captain Sensible. Anyway, Adam Ant came on and did Viva La Rock. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to hear Ant music or Dog Eat Dog, Prince Charming, one of those. Not a new single. I didn't like the fact that some artists come on to perform the new single. No doubt they're under pressure from the record company to do that. So Spandau Ballet came on in their suits. They must have been roasting it, and they were awesome. I wasn't a Spandau fan, but they come on and they did Only When You Leave, and they had to do the beautiful, incredible song True. Elvis Costello come on and with his acoustic guitar, with electric guitar, and said, here's an old English folk song. He did All You Need Is Love. Now I suppose really I want to see Elvis Costello do Oliver's Army or Pump It Up, but he didn't. But I didn't have a choice of what Elvis Costello did. Nick Kershaw come on, who was hot at the time, did Wouldn't It Be Good. Sade come on, did Your Love Is King. Sting come on and did Roxanne, and here's a terrible photo I took of Sting. I don't know why. The Police were kind of on a sabbatical. It hadn't been announced that they'd split up, but Sting was doing his solo album Dream of the Blue Turtles. I was a big Sting fan as well. Phil Collins come on, did Against All Odds, then rushed to the airport. That's him rushing to the airport, got on a Concorde and jetted off to play in New York. And also with Led Zeppelin, which I don't think they were very happy with. Howard Jones also come on. He was hot at the time. Hide and Seek. I can't remember that one either. Brian Ferry come on, did Slave to Love. Love that track by Brian Ferry. And Jealous Guy, the tribute he did to John Lennon. He always looked suave, didn't he? I can't do Brian Ferry. His hair always looked good and he had nice suits on, but he was really good on the day as well. And then one of the hottest stars at the time, male British singer, was Paul Young. Now, my cousin really liked him a lot. I like Paul Young. We actually went to see him in concert. And so he came on and did Do They Know It's Christmas. He started off doing They Know It's Christmas, but he stopped singing it after a few seconds because he was the lead vocalist on the single of Do They Know It's Christmas. But then he performed and he did Come Back and Stay, Every Time You Go Away, which Darryl Hall, was it Darryl Hall performs it? John Oates as well wrote it. Anyway, he did that. And then he was joined by Alison Moyet, who was hot at the time with That's the Way Love Is. I think that was an old Marvin Gaye song, was it? I believe so. Then he got Bryan Adams. Bryan Adams, he wasn't on Kids Wanna Rock. I guess we must have went over to the States then for Bryan Adams. So he was on. And then one of the biggies came on. That was U2. Something happened when U2 come on. It was pure magic. The whole crowd went crazy. And Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton and Larry Mullen, just remember the names, blew the place apart. The concert was brilliant till they come on. It just felt that was a real massive big international superstars of the world were on performing. They just elevated it, and it was only Queen, in my opinion, that surpassed them. Now what we were doing, we're alternating between Britain, United Kingdom and America. So then you had the Beach Boys on over in America doing Wouldn't It Be Good with Good Vibrations, Surfing USA. And Dire Straits come on and did Money for Nothing with Sting. I didn't even realise Sting sang on the original single. Dire Straits were brilliant as well. I'm sorry, no one could touch U2. What is annoying about my photos, it's great I've got them here as memories, is I don't know why I haven't got any of U2 on there. I guess my camera only could take 10 or 12 or whatever it was in those days and didn't have lots of money. And so my film had gone now. I should have took 5 or 6 films, but I didn't. So I haven't got many other photos. So then, yeah, went over to the States. You had George Thorogood on, and then the biggies come on. Queen. A lot of people say their career trajectory is on the downslope. I don't think so. They released the album The Works with Radio Gaga on. I Want to Break Free. Radio Gaga, I Want to, and It's a Hard Life, was that on there as well? And I think Queen to me are at the top of the game, and they just blew everyone away. And what did they? But apparently they rehearsed meticulously more than any of the band, and it showed. And they did Bohemian Rhapsody, Radio Gaga, Hammer to Fall, Crazy Thing Called Love, We Will Rock You, We Are Champions. Nobody stood a chance against Queen. They're incredible. Back to the States, Simple Minds came on. Then we came to Bowie. And again, something happened. When Bowie came on stage, I can't explain. It was like there was a mist. And I remember standing watching thinking, oh my God, it's Bowie. It's Bowie. You probably don't understand. I hadn't seen Bowie before then. I did see him a few times after, thank goodness. But he was like a legend or an alien that didn't even kind of exist. He was non-human. And when he did TVC15, which I didn't know, even that was incredible. And what did happen as well, Bowie and Jagger did a special video. I did have the 7-inch single here of Dancing in the Street, which they wanted to do live. Jagger was in the States. He was going to perform with Tina Turner, and Bowie was in the UK. But because of the time difference, they couldn't do the single Dancing in the Street, which did become number 1. Was it Martha Vandella's original track with who's playing keyboards on? Was it Thomas Dolby? I can't remember. But anyway, they showed the video for that, which was incredible. And when it was released, that went to number 1. And so the concert proceeded. Bowie went off. We went back to America. The Pretenders were on, Joan Baez. Back to the UK, you had The Who, and they performed Love Rain on Me and Won't Get Fooled Again. And I remember, I think it was Pete Townsend did his scissor kick, fell over. So Roger Daltrey copied him and fell over as well. And whilst this was being broadcast around the world, the TV monitors went, so people around the world hadn't seen it. Though you can see the virtually the full concert on this amazing 4D DVD set. I think what's not on it, there's a few bits not on here. Like, for example, I don't think Led Zeppelin were happy with their performance and Phil Collins, so they didn't allow it to be on here. And I'm a big fan of the Thompson Twins, and they performed in the States. I guess they were touring there. And for whatever reason, I think Hold Me Now is not on here. But this is amazing 4DVD set. Incidentally, what is funny was I know that when I was at the concert, my mother was taping it for me on Betamax recorders. Remember little Betamax videotape? I think I've still got them somewhere. So it was all recorded with the chat in between. Like, I know Billy Connolly come on. There were 2 very famous British comedians called, that famous, I forgot. Oh, out of the 9 o'clock news. Alas, Smith and Jones, they were on. And there's various people on in between. Back to the States, Kenny Loggins did Footloose, which was a big track at the time. Elton John come on, and he did Benny and the Jets and Rocket Man. Kiki D joined in for Don't Go Breaking My Heart. And then what a lot of people were waiting for as well, because he was gigantic at the time, still in the band, George Michael came on with Andrew Ridgeley and did a beautiful version of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. We were kind of getting towards the end of the British concert, so there was a lot of American stuff being shown now. Went over to the States, Bette Midler, I remember, introduced Madonna, who was the #1 female star in the world. Nobody could touch her, and she did Holiday, Get Into the Groove, and she performed with the Thompson Twins. We had Freddie Mercury and Brian May come on, doing a very poignant song, Is This the World Created? And then the moment came for me, which I'd been waiting for all day, on a long, hot, sunny day where I made my way to the front. When by the time McCartney was on, around 10 o'clock-ish, there was nobody in front of me apart from press photographers. I was pressed against the metal railings. My programme was getting drenched. Oh, there's my programme. There's my programme. That's what you got on the day. In fact, in here, there's biographies of all the people that are performing. I think it's just the British one, just the British leg of it. And obviously, I was going, as I told you before, my friend and I were going to see Paul McCartney. There's a great biography of him in here. And what I do like in here, it does the years starting at 1942 where he was born, goes for the Beatles years, Wings, solo. And it says 1985, Paul goes into the studio in England to record his 6th studio album set for autumn release in 1985. Well, it didn't happen. We got Spies Like Us and then released Press to Play in 1986. Anyway, Paul McCartney come on, playing piano. I was crying. People around me are crying. It's very, very emotional at the end of a long day. And then at the side of the stage, Bowie come on with Alison Moyet, Bob Geldof, and Pete Townsend as well. And Pete Townsend tickled Paul. I remember that. And it was just incredible to see a Beatles singing "Let It Be" on stage. It was so emotional. And then the ensemble of virtually everyone that performed that day come on to do Do They Know It's Christmas, which was a bit strange on a hot July sunny day in England, in London. Yet it wasn't raining. Silver rain was not falling down on that day in London. And Bowie sang the opening line, which he was supposed to do originally on the single, but Paul Young ended up doing it. And just, when I look back at the photos, you think how many people unfortunately have passed away since that. I mean, Freddie, the star of the day, is no longer us. Bowie's no longer with us, and George Michael's, are 3 of the legends. There were lots of magazines and everything that came out, and this is my favourite, and the reason I like this one best is because I'm in it. I don't think I can show the whole photo because there's a reason I'm there you go. No, that's not me, that's David Bowie, and that's the Spandau Gang in their suits, and everyone stood while Michael Jackson or Bruce Springsteen didn't appear, or Tears for Fears. Somebody give me those answers. 3 of the biggest stars of the time. So in this magazine where you can't see the photos, I'm just trying to find me because it's all about me, you see. So on this photo, tears, joys, and a sense of purpose. So there is me. I don't know why, but I'm looking at this lady with a top off. I know it's disgusting, so I'm going to cover it because I don't know what happens with YouTube. So I don't know if you can see me there. There's me, look, just there, holding that. Looks like Pepsi, but it's probably part of Lion. That lady's got a top on, and everyone was looking at her, and the photographers were obviously snapping away. So I was in that magazine, that's why I bought it. There were lots of magazines, and I collect Live Aid stuff. Most of them have got kind of the same photographs in. So if you collect Live Aid stuff, this is another one you want to get. There's the Man Bowie, Style Counts, Volt Tracks, Boomtown Rats. Melody Maker and NME and Smash Hits and everyone also issued magazines. There was also, the year after, a Live Aid calendar, 1986, again to raise money for the Band Aid Foundation. I keep saying foundation. Look at those beautiful pictures of Sade. Do you know what my friend was? He came over from Canada and he kept calling us Sade. Sade. I don't know, he needs to learn to speak, doesn't he? So there's various magazines. There was also this brilliant book, and on there, This Book Saves Lives. This is probably the greatest photographic collection from the day. Let's see who we get. So open it up, and who have I got there? That's quite good, actually. So you got lots of the stars and celebrities backstage there, and there you've got who is it? Teddy Pendergrass, great soul singer there. But the book is, look, the best picture to me is that one of Bowie. I don't think anything touches that one. It's Christmas time, there's no need to be afraid. So yeah, that's a great magazine to get. Being in a Paul McCartney fan club, you get sent a magazine every few months. And what was historic about this was Live Aid, so it was a return to Paul McCartney doing concerts. I can't remember if it was full of pictures of the day, but it's just stunning. Bless her, Princess Diana, King Charles now, nearly said Prince Charles, Bob Geldof in the royal box. Look at that for a picture. Freddie, Paul, Bob, and Bono. That's not a bad quartet, is it? Okay, Bob Geldof hasn't got the best voice, but there we go. So we've got great photos inside his Paul McCartney fan club magazine. So if you collect Live Aid magazines, I'd recommend getting this one. Some truly stunning pictures. There we go. And let me find one. There's some lovely ones of Linda as well. I know there is. Some great backstage photographs here. So look, there we go. Some ones of Bowie and McCartney, Bowie and Pete, Bowie and Bob, Bowie and Kenny Jones, a Who drummer. There's David Bowie and there's Paul and Linda. and there's is that Paul Young and Bob Geldof? It's hard to tell from that angle. Yeah, it is. So that's a great magazine as well. Okay, that's basically it. Greatest concert I've ever been to in my life, Saturday, July the 13th, 1985. Comment below if you were there. Who did you go to see? Or was you in the States and watched it? Do you think the British one was better? I think the British concert was far superior to American one. But as I said, why weren't the Thompson twins performing? What about you? Why weren't the Eurythmics performing? Michael Jackson, Spring. Start again. Cut. Take 2. Tears for Fears, Eurythmics, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen. Why didn't these people, even Culture Club? I mean, a lot of people at the top of their game. I mean, if they were on tour, I'd understand if they were playing that night, probably couldn't cancel it. But I know Duran Duran played in the States, and the Thompson twins, obviously British artists, played in the States. But why those other artists did not perform, especially Michael Jackson and Prince, who were gigantic at the time. Thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed my memories of Live Aid, which is, can you believe it's what? Is that 41 years ago? Incredible. Thanks for watching. Peace and love. Take care. See you soon. This is Ciao from Dino V. That's me.